Hi, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered Beauty Edit with Poppy. This podcast episode is going to be called The Skin Shift, and it's about how your skin changes in your 30s, which is so appropriate for me right now because I am 32. And I do feel like when I was creeping up to my 30s, especially, so I would say from probably being like 28, 29, I really noticed a difference in how makeup would sit on my face, what kind of skincare products I could use, and everything just completely changed. So we're going to really delve into that. I'm going to start by saying that I am not a healthcare professional. I am not a skincare expert or professional. I do, however, have about 12 years experience and the experience of just a girl changing skin all the time and just my experience over the years and what I find works for me. So, with that being said, let's begin. If your skin suddenly feels like it's really not doing what it's supposed to be doing or what it's not been doing in its 20s, you're actually not imagining it. So, your 30s comes basically with a whole new set of skincare changes that can actually catch you quite off guard. And today I'm going to be breaking down exactly what is happening under the surface and how we can shift both your skincare and mindset with it as well. I'm going to start with the personal side of things and my general experience over the past kind of like 4 years and how my skin's really changed. And if you've followed me on social media for a while, you could actually go back across all of my content and really see the fluctuations. So, where I had bad skin, where my skin maybe looked more textured, maybe where my skin products weren't sitting the best and where they were looking incredible. And you can actually see fluctuations of my face shape changing as well. And that's also due to not just age, but weight fluctuations, and I get very puffy when I'm stressed, or if I don't sleep very well, if I don't drink enough water. So there is a lot to consider, and you can actually go and see that firsthand. My skin, I've always been quite lucky with my skin, okay? So I do feel like, although I've had a really incredible skincare routine, and I will say I've never smoked, never done drugs, I've never touched anything like that. I do drink alcohol as and when. I do love a glass of red wine, and I do drink coffee, so a lot of caffeine. I do genuinely feel like avoiding the others really has made my skin like very good. It's kept it in a really good nick. And I will say that genetics obviously also does have some part to play in skincare. So we're not going to be like brushing that under the carpet. I did find when I turned 28, I want to say that when I started applying the usual makeup that I would apply, I felt like my skin just automatically started to look really cakey and heavy. And I especially noticed this around COVID time, which is when I actually stopped wearing hardly any makeup at all. Because obviously we had that sort of luxury. We were in all the time, we didn't have to go anywhere or be anywhere. And I barely kind of put makeup on day to day. I really let my skin breathe, and I noticed a real significant difference. I was predominantly using skincare and SPF because we had a really great summer here in the UK. And my skin, I just felt very confident in my natural skin. I do think that comes a little bit with age and personal confidence building, but it also was a case of me trialing it and being like, I actually feel really good now. It's almost like when you look at yourself in a mirror a lot in a certain way, you kind of get used to that visual. And then when you do something drastic, like drastically cut your hair off or change the color and you look in the mirror, you feel really odd. I feel like in COVID, because I was consistently not wearing makeup, I actually really started to prefer myself without it, which I do think is a really healthy way of looking at it. Um, the key products I noticed weren't working for me was heavy or kind of like more medium to full coverage foundations. Anything that was also very satin and matte was not working for me. Powders just did not really work for me, and I very, very sparingly use powders nowadays. I don't use them unless I feel like I really need my makeup to last in specific areas throughout the day. Um, because I am naturally quite dehydrated in my skin, I focus a lot on skincare layering and the types of skincare I put onto my skin to really build that hydration base. And then the products I put on top in terms of makeup, I like to look for products that are very skincare heavily based or focused. So we'll delve into that a bit later on. But back to the foundations. I think because as you get older, okay, hormones have a huge impact. When estrogen starts to decline in your 30s, which, scientifically we have seen happen, we can experience more breakouts, increased sensitivity, adult acne, and I find this, especially for me, happens way more around my cycle now. And it's something I have noticed for the past kind of 5 years, specifically the last 2 to 3 years, actually, has been quite evident. But this also comes with a difference in skin texture, lifestyle changes. I think because I'm filming indoors a lot more than I used to be out way more. That's had a little bit of an impact on my skin as well. So, all these elements definitely have made a change. I don't get the same level of sleep that I used to get. And I do think even that has had a bit of an impact. So, um, all these little things do make a difference. But I will say, as your skin matures, you naturally do get more dehydrated. You do see fine lines show up a little bit more. Your pores can be slightly more visible, and your elasticity is not as strong. So, therefore, obviously, you will see those elements a little bit more. You need to be adjusting your makeup and skincare to suit that look. And what may have worked for you in your early 20s to mid 20s is probably not going to work for you in your 30s going on to 40s. It's just the way it works. I think as well, it's kind of also about supporting your body with things like I said, like the sleep, but stress as well and anxiety. It's no secret that I have suffered with like anxiety, depression, stress for a very, very long time. And it's an ongoing thing that I'm probably always going to have to kind of deal with. I will say, I think that especially in the last year, I've been in the best mental place I've ever been. And it's only getting better. So fingers crossed for that. One of the biggest shifts in your 30s also is the slower cell turnover. And when you're in your 20s, your skin renews itself very quickly. So you get a natural glow, you get a bounce, you get smoothness, and it can come really, really easily. But in your 30s and your kind of ongoing process, that starts to slow down, which can then lead to more of like a dullness, an uneven texture, and obviously, this is where gentle exfoliation really becomes key. So, whether that's AHAs, PHAs, BHAs, lactic acid, or retinols, and obviously always hydration, 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 like whether that's topically on your skin or drinking water, always makes the biggest difference. Alongside the cell turnover, we have things like collagen decline. So, collagen, there's so much stigma around collagen, and I don't even know where to begin about this because, again, I'm no expert, but from my research and knowledge purposes, I want to say that collagen, you're not trying to like create more collagen when you take products. This is one thing I learned from the nutritionalist when I went to an Hourglass event recently. She was saying that the goal with taking collagen supplements and focusing on collagen repair on topically on the skin is not to kind of add more collagen or create more collagen in the skin because it's almost impossible to do. But it's more about repairing the collagen you already have and increasing that turnover. So again, collagen is so important. And the production drops for about, I want to say, I think I've read like 1% every year once you turn 30, which is so scary. It sounds small, but as you can imagine, over time, it really does lead to like skin sagging, fine lines, even thinner feeling skin as well. So this is where your SPF, a good vitamin C, peptides, retinols, all of these things really come in to support the skin. And then skin barrier protection creams, guys. Honestly, it makes the biggest difference. And I do think really focusing on skin barrier for me in this last 12 months has been my savior. Okay, now that we've covered that, we're actually gonna talk about 5 essential product types I feel the skin actually really do need when you are heading into your 30s because, in my opinion, less is more, but strategic is better. If you're building a skincare routine from scratch and you're finding this an inspirational podcast to listen to and you just want some really good structured advice, this is going to be a great one for you. So get a notepad and pen and let's begin. So, gentle exfoliants, AHAs, lactic acid, or PHAs. Once you hit your 30s, your skin's natural cell turnover, as we mentioned, begins to slow down, which creates dullness and it can create a buildup. So, the gentle exfoliators, used once, maybe twice a week, really just help to make your skin smooth and glowing, better able to absorb serums and moisturizers, and it doesn't like become harsh, like stripping scrubs on the skin. To be honest, this is not really that an exfoliator, but I have found it does the same thing and is actually really, really gentle on my skin. And it's quite new to my routine, but I'm already a quarter way through because I am obsessed with it. It's by a brand called 30's, and it's their facial toner with witch hazel and aloe vera with rose petal. It's alcohol free as well. It's a very, very gentle clarifying toner that allows your skin to absorb skincare better, as I mentioned. It's also going to reveal a lot glowier, tighter pores, and yeah, it's just amazing. Like, I have found within 2 or 3 days of using it, any breakouts I had were completely gone. But it's not like tingly like AHA's acidic exfoliators feel on the skin. Okay, so number one, gentle exfoliators. We've got it written down. Number two, antioxidant serums. Okay, key one here is vitamin C. If you see moisturizers with a lot of antioxidants in, go for it. Like, just grab it, swoop it in, have it in your skin, because antioxidants are so key. They fight the signs of aging before they even show up. That's how good antioxidants are for your skin, okay? Vitamin C is like your glow insurance. So it protects against environmental stresses, it boosts your collagen production, so it helps your collagen repair itself, it helps to boost it, evens the skin tone. And this is really key because, like I said, the antioxidants, the vitamin C, it fights signs of aging before they show up. That is insane. So make sure you write that down. I would suggest getting a vitamin C that is either in combination with an SPF or buying an SPF to go alongside, because it just makes your skin a little bit more sensitive to like the UVA rays. Number three is peptides or retinols. Okay, this one, I know people always just don't understand this, but when you get older, you will see this word more and you will be like, so familiar. But peptides are like the support system, and the retinols or retinals are the heavy lifters. Think of that again. Peptides are the support system, retinols are the heavy lifters. So if you're just starting, go for peptides because they're gently going to encourage the collagen and it's not going to be as harsh on the skin. If your skin can tolerate it, you don't have super sensitive skin, then retinols or retinals is actually better. They're way more like strengthening. They are proven to improve fine lines and texture and also increase firmness in the skin. So that is your best anti-aging friend on the market. Okay, number four is barrier strengthening moisturizers or serums with ceramides in. The ceramides is key to this, by the way. So you can buy really affordable ones. The Simple Do one, Simple Skin, and that's beautiful. And that does have ceramides in, and it's a really, really good repairing, strengthening skin barrier cream. But you have like way bougie ones as well. So it depends on your budget, the kind of brands that you love to invest in. But your skin barrier is your best friend. And in your 30s or any time, basically, it's not even just in your 30s, like any skin barrier can be damaged. And as you get older, you just need more support there. So the ceramides or fatty acids in moisturizers help keep the hydration in, the irritations and pollutants out, and your glow intact. The best way to determine a damaged skin barrier is if your skin is like irritated, itchy, dry and flaky, you have red bumps, you get rashes, you get patches. There's a significant sign there that your skin barrier is compromised, and that can be from excessive acid use on the skin, environmental factors, allergic reactions, irritants, all of that. And then finally, broad spectrum SPF. We know this, we know about it. We know about it. It's boring. We hear it every day. I totally understand it. I get it, guys. But one thing I did learn actually about SPF is that you only need to apply it apparently if the UV levels for the day are a 3 or above. And apparently anything below that, your skin is like not really at risk or at risk at all. So I read that from a dermatologist. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's interesting because in the UK in winter, it's very evident that it's probably going to be a minus. It is true that SPF 30 or above is the most powerful anti-aging product in the world, in the market that you can use. It's not just about wrinkles. It protects your skin tone, texture, and health. We know the specifics by now, guys. If you're anywhere near my age, you will have heard all about this. But it really is. And it's actually been scientifically proven quite recently that the sun exposure to people is one of the biggest reasons people age. oxygen exposure and sun exposure. I don't know at what level that has been researched, but I saw an article about this come out and I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, SPF guys. And if you want great recommendations, I mean, I've got Kate Somerville, which is incredible. The Garnier Vitamin C SPF 50 is incredible. I mean, I did a whole video actually with Look Fantastic recently as part of a paid campaign, and that was showcasing 5 different types of SPFs, why I like them, and how you can use them. So check that out if you're not sure. I feel like your skin in your 30s, you don't necessarily need more products or heavier creams and heavier products. You just need to be smarter with it. You need to understand what the skin is doing scientifically, and maybe even start by building a brand new skincare routine. See it as something exciting and fun if your budget allows. And yeah, spend some time researching, build a bit of a routine, a very minimal, basic routine, and let me know if you do this and how your skin changes and fluctuates with this. So that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow me on my social medias if you want to hear more, see more. And it's just Poppy Rawson1. I will leave those in the description of this podcast. And I will see you in next week's episode.